My beloved soul, you are not reading these words by accident. There is a reason why you are here at this exact moment. The universe has its own timing, and today, it chose to guide you toward this message. Deep down, you can feel it. Something inside you is quietly telling you that this is not random. This is meant for you. For a long time, you have been questioning love. You have wondered if your soulmate truly exists. You have asked yourself whether there is someone out there who will understand you completely. Someone who will not leave when things get hard. Someone who will stay, no matter what. And the truth is, yes, that person exists. But your journey to them has not been easy. You have faced heartbreak. You have trusted the wrong people. You have given your energy to those who did not value it. And every time things fell apart, a part of you started losing hope. You began to believe that maybe love is not meant for you. Maybe you are destined to walk this path alone. But what you did not realize is that every ending you experienced was not a failure. It was a redirection. The universe was protecting you from connections that were never aligned with your soul. It was clearing the path. It was removing distractions. Because the love that is meant for you is not something ordinary. It is not something temporary. It is something deep, something rare, something that will change your life in ways you cannot imagine. But for that kind of love to enter your life, you had to go through a process. You had to grow. You had to learn. You had to understand your own worth. Because without that understanding, you would have accepted less than you deserve. And the universe could not allow that. Right now, even if you feel alone, you are not truly alone. There are forces working behind the scenes. There are energies aligning. There are moments being prepared that will eventually lead you to your soulmate. You may not see it yet, but everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Every delay you have experienced is not a denial. It is preparation. Because the person who is meant for you is also on their own journey. They are also learning. They are also healing. They are also becoming the version of themselves that is ready for you. And when the time is right, when both of your energies are aligned, when both of your souls are ready, your paths will cross in the most unexpected yet perfect way. It will not feel forced. It will not feel confusing. It will feel natural. It will feel calm. It will feel like home. And when that moment happens, you will understand why everything before it had to happen the way it did. You will understand why certain people had to leave. You will understand why certain connections did not last. Because none of them were meant to be your forever. They were only lessons. They were only chapters. But your soulmate is your story. And that story is still being written. So do not lose hope. Do not let your past define your future. Do not close your heart completely. Because the love you are waiting for is already on its way to you. Every day, you are getting closer to that moment. Every day, you are moving toward that person. Even if it feels slow, even if it feels uncertain, trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the journey. Because heaven's plan is never wrong. And right now, heaven is quietly, gently, and powerfully bringing your soulmate closer to you, and as you continue walking this path, you may not always notice the changes happening within you, but they are real, and they are powerful. You are becoming stronger in ways you never imagined. You are learning to protect your energy. You are learning to walk away from what does not feel right. You are learning that your peace is more important than temporary attention. And all of this is shaping you into the version of yourself that your soulmate will recognize instantly. Because soulmate connections are not built on surface-level attraction. They are built on alignment. They are built on emotional depth, spiritual understanding, and mutual respect. And that kind of connection cannot be rushed. It cannot be forced. It unfolds naturally when both souls are ready to receive it. There were times when you tried to force things. There were times when you held on too tightly. There were times when you ignored your intuition just because you did not want to lose someone. But now you are different. Now you listen to that inner voice. Now you understand that not everything that feels good is meant to stay. And this awareness is preparing you for something real. Something stable. Something that does not come with confusion or fear. Because your soulmate will not make you question where you stand in their life. They will not make you feel like an option. They will not disappear when things become difficult. Instead, they will choose you, again and again, without hesitation. And the reason you have not met them yet is not because they are far away, but because the timing is still aligning the final pieces of your journey. Think about everything you have gone through. Every lesson, every heartbreak, every moment of doubt. None of it was meaningless. It was all guiding you toward this point. It was all teaching you what love is and what it is not. It was helping you recognize the difference between attachment and genuine connection. And now, when your soulmate enters your life, you will not confuse them with temporary emotions. You will recognize them by the way they make you feel safe. By the way they understand you without you having to explain everything. By the way they bring calmness into your life instead of chaos. Because real love does not feel like a storm. It feels like peace. It feels like stability. It feels like coming home after a long journey. And your soul already knows this feeling. That is why you have never been able to settle for less, even when you tried. That is why certain connections never lasted, no matter how much effort you gave. Because deep inside, your soul was waiting for something real. Something that matches your depth. Something that reflects your true self. And now, that moment is getting closer. Every single day, your energies are aligning more and more. Every single day, the distance between you and your soulmate is becoming smaller. You may not see it physically, but spiritually, you are already connected. There are moments when you feel a sudden sense of calm for no reason. There are moments when you feel hopeful without understanding why. There are moments when your heart feels light, even after everything you have been through. Those are not random feelings. Those are signs. Signs that something beautiful is approaching your life. Signs that your soul is preparing to meet the one it has been waiting for. And when that meeting happens, it will not feel like something new. It will feel familiar. It will feel like you have known them before. Like your souls are recognizing each other after a long separation. And in that moment, everything will make sense. All the waiting, all the pain, all the lessons. You will finally understand that nothing was wasted. Everything was leading you here. So keep going. Keep growing. Keep believing, even on the days when it feels difficult. Because your story is not over. In fact, the most beautiful chapter of your life is about to begin. And heaven is making sure that when it begins, it stays. My beloved soul, as you move forward from here, there will be moments when doubt tries to return, when your mind starts questioning everything again, when old memories try to remind you of the pain you once felt, and in those moments, it may seem like nothing has changed, like you are still stuck in the same cycle, but that is not the truth, because growth is not always loud, and healing is not always visible. Sometimes it happens quietly, deep within you, in ways that only your soul can understand, and even when you feel like you are going backwards, you are actually moving forward in a deeper way, because now you are aware, now you are conscious, now you are no longer the same person who once ignored the signs, who once settled for less, who once stayed in places that did not feel right, and this awareness is your power. This awareness is what is guiding you closer to your soulmate, because the version of you that is meant to meet them is not the version that was lost, broken, and confused, but the version that has learned, healed, and awakened to their own worth, and that is exactly who you are becoming right now, step by step, even if you do not fully realize it yet, and you must understand that your soulmate is not just someone who will love you, but someone who will reflect you, someone who will mirror your growth, your strength, your depth, and your energy, and that kind of connection can only happen when both souls are ready, when both individuals have done the inner work, when both hearts have learned how to love without fear and without losing themselves, and that is why the universe has been taking its time, because it is not just bringing two people together. It is aligning two journeys, two paths, two souls that are meant to walk together, and that level of alignment requires patience, it requires trust, and it requires faith in something bigger than what you can currently see, and I know that sometimes patience feels like waiting, and waiting feels like emptiness, and emptiness feels like loneliness, but this phase of your life is not empty. It is full of unseen movement, full of silent progress, full of divine preparation that is shaping your future in ways you cannot yet imagine, and one day, when everything finally falls into place, you will look back at this time and realize that this was not the period where nothing was happening, this was the period where everything was being prepared, everything was being aligned. Everything was being built for the love that is meant to stay in your life, and when your soulmate finally enters your world, you will not have to chase them, you will not have to prove your worth, you will not have to question their intentions, because their presence will be clear, their energy will be consistent, and their love will feel effortless, not because it does not require effort, but because both of you will be willing to give that effort equally, without fear, without hesitation, without confusion, and that is the kind of love you deserve, that is the kind of love that is coming into your life, and right now, even if you cannot see them, even if you do not know their name, their face, or their story, they are real, they are out there, and they are moving closer to you with every passing moment, just as you are moving closer to them, and the distance between you is not measured in miles, but in growth, in healing, in alignment, and with every lesson you complete, with every step you take toward becoming your true self, that distance becomes smaller and smaller, until one day, without warning, without force, your paths will cross, and everything will change in the most beautiful way. And in that moment, you will realize that heaven's plan was never late, it was always perfect, it was always guiding you, protecting you, and leading you exactly where you were meant to be. So trust this journey, trust your soul, and most importantly, trust that what is meant for you is already finding its way to you, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many doubts try to hold you back, because destiny does not forget, and true love does not get lost. It always arrives at the right time, in the right way, when your heart is finally ready to receive it. My beloved soul, there is something even deeper that you need to understand as you continue this journey, something that goes beyond waiting, beyond hoping, beyond even the idea of meeting someone, and that is the realization that your soulmate is not coming into your life to complete you, because you were never incomplete to begin with. You were always whole, always enough, always worthy of the kind of love you have been dreaming about, but life had to teach you that truth in a hard way, through experiences that broke you, through moments that made you question yourself, through situations that forced you to look within and discover your own strength, because if you had never gone through those things, you might have continued seeking validation outside, you might have continued depending on others to feel worthy, and that kind of dependency would have turned even the most beautiful connection into something heavy and unbalanced. And your soulmate connection is not meant to feel like that, it is meant to feel free, it is meant to feel light, it is meant to feel like two complete souls choosing each other, not out of need, but out of genuine love and understanding, and that is why this phase of your life is so important, because it is teaching you how to stand on your own, how to love yourself without conditions, how to find peace within your own presence, and once you reach that state, once you truly start feeling comfortable with yourself, once you no longer feel the need to chase love or force connections, that is when everything shifts, that is when the energy changes, that is when the universe knows that you are ready, and that is when your soulmate begins to enter your life in ways you cannot predict, and it may not happen in the way you imagined, it may not be dramatic, it may not be like the stories you have seen or heard, it may be simple, it may be quiet. It may begin with a small moment. A simple conversation, a random meeting that does not seem important at first, but carries a deeper meaning that you will only understand later, because real connections do not always arrive with noise, sometimes they arrive with calmness, with a sense of familiarity that you cannot explain, with a feeling that you have finally found something that does not require you to pretend or change who you are, and when that happens, you will notice the difference immediately, you will notice how easy it feels to be yourself, how natural it feels to talk to them, how peaceful it feels to simply exist in their presence, and that is how you will know that this connection is different, that this is not something temporary, that this is not another lesson, but something real, something lasting, something that has been written for you long before you even realized it, and until that moment arrives, you must not lose yourself in the waiting. You must not pause your life thinking that happiness will only come when they arrive, because your life is already happening right now, your story is already unfolding, and there is so much beauty in this phase as well, even if it does not always feel like it, even if there are days when loneliness feels heavy, even if there are nights when you wish you had someone to share your thoughts with, those moments are not empty, they are shaping you, they are strengthening your connection with yourself, they are teaching you how to be your own support system, your own source of peace, and that is something incredibly powerful. Because when your soulmate finally enters your life, you will not depend on them to fix you, you will not expect them to heal all your wounds, instead, you will meet them as someone who has already started healing, someone who understands themselves, someone who knows their worth, and that is what will make your connection strong, that is what will make it last. Because it will not be built on insecurity or fear, it will be built on trust, on understanding, on mutual growth, and that kind of love is rare. That kind of love is not something everyone experiences, but you are being guided toward it, step by step, even when it feels slow, even when it feels uncertain, and you must trust that every delay has a reason, every phase has a purpose, every moment is contributing to something bigger than what you can currently see. Because heaven's plan is not just about bringing two people together, it is about creating a connection that can withstand time, that can survive challenges, that can grow stronger with every experience, and for that to happen, both souls must be ready, both hearts must be prepared, and right now, that is exactly what is happening, even if you cannot see it, even if you cannot feel it all the time, the process is ongoing, the alignment is happening. And your soulmate is getting closer to you with every passing day, just as you are getting closer to them, and when the moment finally comes, when your paths finally cross, it will not feel like luck, it will not feel like coincidence, it will feel like destiny, like something that was always meant to happen, like something that was written for you long before you even started this journey, and in that moment, you will finally understand why everything had to happen the way it did, why the waiting was necessary, why the lessons were important, why the pain was part of the process, because all of it was leading you to this love, this connection, this person who will see you, understand you, and choose you in a way that no one ever has before. So keep going, keep trusting, keep believing in something bigger than your doubts, because what is meant for you is not far away, it is already finding its way into your life, guided by a plan that is far greater than anything you can imagine. That my beloved soul, as you stand at this point in your journey, there is a quiet truth unfolding within you, one that does not shout but gently whispers through your thoughts, through your emotions, through those moments when you suddenly feel a sense of clarity without knowing where it came from, and that truth is this: you are no longer the person you used to be, you have changed in ways that are deeper than what others can see, and even deeper than what you sometimes recognize in yourself, because transformation does not always announce itself, it happens slowly, layer by layer, experience by experience, until one day you realize that the things that once broke you no longer have the same power over you, the people who once confused you no longer hold space in your mind the way they used to, and the version of you that once begged for love has now learned to walk away from anything that does not feel right, and this shift is not small. This shift is everything, because this is exactly what prepares you for the love that is coming into your life. This is what aligns you with your soulmate, because your soulmate is not meant to meet the version of you that was lost, they are meant to meet the version of you that has found themselves again, the version of you that understands their own heart, their own value, their own energy, and because of this, the connection you will share with them will not be based on confusion or uncertainty. It will be based on clarity, on honesty, on a deep emotional understanding that does not need constant reassurance to survive, and as this realization grows within you, you may also start noticing that your desires are changing, the things you once wanted may no longer feel important, the kind of people you once felt attracted to may no longer resonate with you, and this is not because you are becoming distant or cold, it is because you are becoming aligned with something real, something meaningful, something that matches the depth of your soul. And this alignment is guiding you closer and closer to your soulmate, even if you cannot see the path clearly, even if you do not know when or how it will happen, because not everything is meant to be understood before it happens, some things are meant to be experienced, and your soulmate connection is one of those things. it will come into your life in a way that feels natural, in a way that does not require you to question it, in a way that feels right from the very beginning, and when it does, you will not feel the need to rush it, you will not feel the need to control it, because for the first time, you will trust what you feel without fear, you will allow things to unfold without overthinking every detail, and that is when you will truly understand the difference between what you had in the past and what is meant for you in the future, because the love that is coming into your life will not feel like a struggle, it will not feel like something you have to constantly fight for. It will feel like something that flows, something that grows naturally, something that becomes stronger with time instead of weaker, and this is why everything you have gone through was necessary, because without those experiences, you would not have been able to recognize this kind of love, you might have taken it for granted, you might have misunderstood it, you might have even pushed it away out of fear, but now you are different. Now you are ready, and that readiness is what is bringing your soulmate closer to you with every passing moment, and even though there may still be days when you feel unsure, when you feel like giving up, when you feel like maybe nothing will change, you must remind yourself that progress is not always visible. That just because you cannot see something does not mean it is not happening, because the most important changes in your life often happen in silence, away from your awareness, until they finally reveal themselves in the most unexpected and beautiful ways, and when that moment arrives, when your soulmate finally steps into your life, it will not feel like something new has begun, it will feel like something has finally fallen into place. Like a missing piece has returned, not to complete you, but to walk beside you, to share your journey, to grow with you, to build something meaningful together, and that is the kind of connection that heaven has been preparing for you all along, not something temporary, not something uncertain, but something real, something lasting, something that aligns perfectly with who you are becoming. So trust this phase of your life, trust the process, trust the timing, even when it does not make sense, even when it feels slow, because everything is unfolding exactly as it should, and your soulmate is already on their way to you, guided by the same unseen forces that brought you here today. Reading these words, feeling this connection, and understanding, even if only a little, that something beautiful is coming into your life, something that will make all the waiting, all the growth, and all the lessons worth it in the end. My beloved soul, as you reach this final part of this message, take a deep breath and truly feel everything that has been said to you, not just with your mind, but with your heart. Because this is not just something to read, this is something to absorb, something to carry with you as you continue your journey, and right now, at this very moment, there is a quiet shift happening inside you, a realization that maybe, just maybe, everything is not as uncertain as it once felt, maybe there is a purpose behind the waiting, maybe there is meaning behind the delays, maybe there is something greater unfolding that you could not see before, and that realization is the beginning of trust. The kind of trust that does not need constant proof, the kind of trust that allows you to move forward even when you do not have all the answers, and this is where your true power lies, not in controlling when your soulmate will arrive, not in trying to predict how your story will unfold, but in surrendering to the process, in allowing life to flow as it is meant to, in understanding that what is truly yours will never miss you, no matter how much time it takes, no matter how many paths you walk before reaching it. And your soulmate, the one your soul has been waiting for, is not something fragile that can be lost or missed, it is something destined, something written into your journey long before you were even aware of it, and that is why you must release your fear, release the need to rush, release the habit of questioning whether it will happen or not, because it is already happening, it is already in motion, every step you take, every lesson you learn, every moment you choose growth over pain is bringing you closer to that connection, and even now, somewhere in this world, your soulmate is living their life, experiencing their own lessons, feeling their own emotions, and unknowingly moving closer to you, just as you are moving closer to them, and there will come a day, a moment that seems ordinary on the surface, where your paths will finally cross, and in that moment, everything will feel different, not overwhelming, not chaotic, but calm, natural, and real, like something your soul instantly recognizes, and you will not need to question it, you will not need to doubt it, because it will feel right in a way that cannot be explained, and when that happens, you will look back at your journey, at all the times you felt lost, all the times you felt alone, all the times you wondered if love would ever find you, and you will finally understand that nothing was wasted, nothing was meaningless, every experience was guiding you, shaping you, preparing you for this exact moment. And you will feel a sense of gratitude, not just for the love that has entered your life, but for the journey that led you to it, because without that journey, you would not have been ready to receive it, you would not have understood its value, you would not have been able to appreciate it in the way you will when it finally arrives, and that is the beauty of divine timing. It does not give you what you want when you want it, it gives you what you need when you are ready for it, and right now, even if you are still on the path, even if you are still waiting, even if there are moments of doubt that try to pull you back, you must remember that you are not behind, you are not late, you are exactly where you are meant to be, and everything is unfolding in your favor, even if it does not always feel like it, so do not rush your story, do not compare your journey to others, do not lose hope just because things are taking time, because the love that is coming into your life is worth the wait, it is worth every moment of growth, every moment of patience, every moment of believing even when it was hard, and as you continue forward from here, carry this truth with you, that you are loved, that you are guided, that you are never alone in this journey, and that your soulmate is not a distant dream, but a real presence that is already being drawn closer to you by a force greater than anything you can see, and when the time comes, when everything aligns, when your hearts finally meet, it will not feel like the beginning of something uncertain, it will feel like the arrival of something that was always meant to be, something that was always yours, something that found its way to you exactly when it was supposed to, and in that moment, you will smile, not just because you found love, but because you never gave up on believing that it would find you.